Happy Seno. So I am going to introduce you the presentations of topic in our group. So in our introduction, it will be involved the drug law, which is my report or my discussion. Then the next one is the drug awareness, as well as the role of the society, the church, and others to prevent drugs. So first is a person apprehended or arrested who is found to be positive for use of any dangerous drug after a confirmatory test shall be imposed a penalty of a minimum of 6 months rehabilitation in a government center for the first offense, subject to the provision of the Article 7 of this Act. So what do you mean by the Republic Act of 9165? Obviously, this act, consisting of 101 sections, provides for importation of dangerous drugs and are controlled precursors and essential chemicals, or it is established offenses and penalty according to the different dangerous drugs, regardless of the quantity and the purity involved. So what are the differences between Republic Act 6425 and Republic Act 9165? So data retrieved from the detainees also stress that the big differences both out of RA 6425 and RA 9165 in terms of monetary and number of years of penalty is the reason that made the difference. This result implies that penalty counts a lot, controlling and implies that penalty counts a lot rather and minimizing criminality in the society. The last one is RA 9165 available in this violation. The answer is for violation of Section 11 in the Republic Act 9165, the prosecution submits to the sound discretion of the Honorable Court for violation of Section Republic Act 9165. So, meaning to say, the RA 9165 is not bailable. So, that's all. Thank you.
What is the role of church in preventing drug abuse? So the church has essential role in remodeling public debate on alcohol and other drugs by shifting the focus from punishment to the prevention of treatment. This is the entrance in the Christian belief in the possibilities for modification of behavior in life of each individual and eventually in community. The next is how can community help prevent drug abuse? So some important principles are: avoid mass awareness campaign. Targeted interventions are more useful in drug abuse. So prevention focuses on the positive aspect of not using drugs. This includes messages on saying no to drugs and resisting peer pressure.
Morning, sir, and good morning, everyone. So I am Canillo Claudent from Best Cream A. So today I will discuss all about the role of teachers and law enforcement in preventing drug. So the United States Office on Drugs and Crime World Health Organization's International Standards on Drugs Use Preventions reflects the value of safe, nurturing, and supportive social institutions around the lives of youth to the benefit from the preventions of risky behavior, extending beyond individually developed resilience for any healthy adolescent's development. Schools are valuable social institutions to this effect, and school safety and adolescents' health outcomes can be threatened by drug use and violence. As such, collaborative multi-level evidence-based developmentally sensitive substance use prevention programs are imperative. The international standards in their last versions did not reflect specific evidence of law enforcement other base, including in school setting. Nevertheless, the agencies and school-based substance use prevention programs continue to be focused of research and policy. So, the role of teachers and educators is they can identify students who may be at risk of alcohol and drug use, and work with families and prevent these children or the society from going down an harmful path. As a teacher, it can be students have positive relationship with their school by achievements and accomplishments, and modeling appropriate alcohol use behaviors at school events may interfere with drug educations and prevention efforts. So, and the law enforcement, their role in preventing drug is that this includes encouraging and entry of drug users is the treatment and utilizing diversions schemes, and especially provide investigative and proactive functions. That's all.
Why is it important to be aware of drugs? Drugs can harm your body in a variety of ways. They can damage your brain, heart, and other organs. They can also lead to addiction and other serious health problems. It is important to be aware of the risks associated with drug use so that you can make informed decisions about whether or not to take drugs. So it is also important to know how to recognize the signs of drug addiction and abuse so that you can get help if needed. The risks of drug abuse are well known, but many people still choose to take drugs anyway. So some people believe that because they only take drugs occasionally or in small amount, they are not at risk for developing an addiction. However, that is not true. Any amount of drug use can be dangerous, and even casual drug users can become addicted. So what is the effects of drugs on human body? So when you take drugs, they enter your bloodstream and travel throughout your body. When you inject a drug into your veins using a needle, goes straight into the bloodstream where it is carried quickly to your brain. When you smoke or snort drugs, they are absorbed into the bloodstream through the tissues in your nose or lungs. So some drugs have short-term effects, but others have long-term effects. So the short-term effects of drugs can include feeling happy and relaxed, having a surge of energy, becoming more talkative, and experiencing distorted perceptions. The long-term effects of drugs can be much more serious and can include addiction, heart disease, stroke, and liver damage. So, how can we prevent drugs to use now? There are many things we can do to prevent drug abuse and addiction. Some of these includes educating ourselves and our children about the risks associated with drug. Using a creating healthy, positive environment that encourage them to discourage the drug use, or providing resources and support for people who need help with addiction and drug abuse. We can also work to improve our communities by creating opportunities for people to be active and engage in their neighborhoods. This also can help reduce crime and social problems, and it can also provide a sense of community and connection for people who may be at risk for drug abuse. And also, it is up to each individual to make the decision not to take drugs now. But by educating ourselves about the risk of drug use and the potential consequences of addiction and abuse, we can make more informed decisions that will help keep us and our loved ones safe.
Good day everyone. Today I'm going to discuss about the role of an individual and mass media to prevent drugs. Drug abuse are very rampant nowadays. You and me play a huge important role in our society. So when it comes to power, when it comes to drug prevention, knowledge is power, and that power is you. You can learn about why people use drugs and alcohol, and how use of the substances can turn into an addiction. Using this information, you can teach everyone, help to prevent them from falling into unused drug to become an addict to themselves. So always remember that your problem is not the reason to take drugs, but it's the best way to relax yourself from the things that make you that way. So instead of keeping your problem to yourself, so it is suggested to vent them out. Talk to your family and friends about your issue. So this is a good way to distress yourself rather than relying on drugs. Don't try to do it alone. Reach out for support. Whatever treatment or approach you choose, having positive influence and a solid support system is essential. The more people you can turn for encouragement, guidance, and listening, the better your chances for their recovery. Also, the media has come to play a major role in the public campaign due to its wide reach and ability to influence behavior. This includes preventing drug abuse, encouraging current users to quit, or exposing illegal threats in drugs. So, media message had a deep impact on the society, and it is very instrumental in creating popular accepted norms. So, the media ensure quick easy flow of information and education. Also, improving news content quality regarding drug issue is necessary to reflect social, economic, and development. So, after all, the media are a frontline stakeholder to fight against drugs abuse. That's all. Thank you.